Bourbon Night, hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
Sarah, this is a familiar looking bottle we have here. What do we have?
This is Little Book Chapter 6.
Little Book Chapter 6.
Can't believe it's already on 6.
I know. This one's called To the Finish. So I couldn't find an official MSRP on this. Virginia ABC has it listed for $125. We had to buy ours for $145.
Ouch!
At one of our local big box stores. All right, so here's what's going on here. Is a 4-year-old straight malt whiskey.
Okay.
A bunch of these are malt whiskey. So 4-year-old straight malt whiskey finished with cherry wood staves.
Okay.
Another 4-year straight malt whiskey finished in applewood smoked barrels.
Okay.
Then you have another 4-year-old straight malt whiskey finished in hickory smoked barrels. Another 4-year-old straight malt whiskey finished with maplewood staves. And then lastly, you have a 5-year Kentucky Straight Bourbon. It is barrel proof at 117.4.
I like that. Up front, if you asked me would I pay $145 for a blend of 4- and 5-year-old whiskeys,
Right.
the answer would be no. I mean, I could smell like the maltiness.
The maltiness, yeah. Grain
Sweet,
forward.
malty, yeah. Grain forward in that malty way. I don't think it smells. I mean,
Yeah.
it does have some youth to it, but it doesn't smell like harsh and sharp.
No, but there's sort of a cereal note there.
Yeah, cereally.
Little
Sweet
bit
cereal.
of honey, little
Yeah.
bit of...
Those brighter flavors, yeah.
Yeah.
Honey, bright citrus kind of zest. And yeah, mostly that malty cereal.
Mostly, that's a... Yeah.
Okay.
All right, to your health.
This one is a thinker. 'Cause,
It is.
Of the blend of all those different things that have the different wood finishes, I do get some of those wood finishes, like the apple wood is coming through a little bit, and I do like that. But again, a lot of those malty characters, I think, and
Multi-characters?
hey, those guys.
You're a multi-character.
Send them across the pot. No,
You're a motley looking crew and a multi-character. I get, the apple is what sort of comes first. It's sort of like dried apple chips. And the wood.
I don't get apple in that sense of like a
I
apple.
do, yeah.
I think it's more
It's sort of, dried peel, basically, yeah.
faint, yeah.
And wood characteristics. I mean, it is pretty oaky considering a 5-year is the oldest.
That's what I was thinking, and I really like the way those different oak or wood iterations, I guess, are playing together on the finish. I feel like you're really getting a lot of those different layers of wood flavors. I think that's really nice. It has a decently oily mouthfeel too, I think.
This is on Jim Beam's website, or actually littlebookwhiskey.com, and this is from...
They have their own little website.
Their little website. This is from Freddie No. So he says, Little Book Chapter 6 is a blend of 5 different liquid streams. It's the first time I've heard it described as a liquid stream, using different wood staves and barrel techniques that impart a unique liquid profile due to the secondary aging. This chapter continues to push the boundaries of blending and challenges what some might assume of lower aged whiskeys. At least they're facing it head on.
Sure, he is acknowledging it, and I appreciate that.
A challenge to those, to what they, their aspersions of what a lower aged whiskey might taste like or, blend together. The way these liquid streams complement each other, now it's kind of weird, liquid streams, I don't know, it makes me think of like jet streams. Complement each other makes this liquid treatment approachable, even for those who haven't given cast strength whiskey a try. Okay. Last little part here, because this is interesting. The inspiration for Chapter 6 came from combining 2 of my passions, cooking and whiskey. The way they complement each other and come together is what sparked my curiosity for To the Finish. Using the smoke and flavor of hardwoods, I'm able to bring together timeless tools for the culinary trade into pioneering my work with American whiskey. The result is a taste that's bigger than its individual parts, a flavor made from generations of curing, grilling, and distilling. Sorry, the background on this webpage kind of makes it hard to read.
I was like, what are you? Are you okay over there?
Trying to be this label, but
texture.
even more like antiqued, and I'm like,
his old eyes. We gotta get him some readers, you guys.
Old eyes.
Aww.
No, I don't even wear glasses.
Chad with readers.
I don't even wear glasses.
Not yet. When was the last time you went to the eye doctor?
Who said that? Careful with that joke. It's an antique.
So I really like have respect for what he's saying and what he's trying to do with this. And it's like I can taste his vision in a way. What he's saying he set out to do, I think it totally comes through. I think it's a really good product.
There is a barrier to entry though on this, with it being probably at the lowest 125. As I said, we got it for 145. The oldest in this is a 5-year. That's not even Booker's territory.
Sure.
You know, it would have to be at least 6 years to be considered for Booker's.
I like everything he said. I can taste what he's trying to, like what he set out to do. It comes through. He executed it well. And it does challenge a bit, you know, of the 4 to 5 year, the preconceived notions of what you think you're going to taste versus what you actually taste when he's done these exercises to this blend.
Yeah.
However, at the end of the day, a consumer is going to look at a bottle and see a blend of 4 and 5 year old product. And I know that's what he's trying to overcome, but still for me, it's a hard pill to swallow to pay that price. He literally said it's trying to challenge that.
Yeah.
But I still can't get past knowing that I could have a Booker's for, you know what I mean?
Here's the other challenge. It's kind of tough when 3 releases before this, and this is a bottle that we're going to do on another round for our Patreon community, but Chapter 3 was that release where you had 9-year-old Basil Hayden's, 9-year-old Knob Creek, 11-year-old Booker's, and 12-year-old Baker's. And it's roughly the same price, if not a little less back then than this guy. So when you put this precedent out there, it's kind of, you know, it makes it a lot harder.
Even though he's saying what he's trying to do is show people.
Sure, but it's sort of like they were trying to do the same thing with was it Hardin's Creek or?
Yes, I think it was
the
Jacob's Well.
Jacob's Well was the old stuff. Hardin's
Creek is the newer.
Was the 2-year-old. At least that's a new product, and it's like, here's a new product. Yeah, it's $80. That's a tough pill to swallow, but it's only 2-year. But try it, please try it. When you have the other releases that have been this older stuff and more traditional,
but they're all different. They're all standalone.
They are all different.
It's
but
an anthology.
It just makes it harder though.
However, at the end of the day, I still have a hard time with the $125 to $140, and I think a lot of consumers will too. Even if you're doing a good job, like he's doing a good job with it, I would either like to see this bottle be less, or I'd like to see those whiskeys be 6 to 8 years.
I get that every year the price has stayed the same, or it's gone up as releases do. But you look at the model that Heaven Hill does with the old Fitzgerald. It's based, like, there's a certain dollar amount. I think it's like $10 per year or something. So a 9-year of it is going to cost around $90, and a 16-year is going to cost $160. And to me, that makes sense. Yes, age isn't everything, but if this were $60 because it has 4 and 5-year-old in it, and the batch 3 with 9 to 12 year was $130. To me, in my eyes, and I think to a lot of consumers' eyes, it would make more sense.
Right. It's like from a taste point of view, age isn't always everything.
And it's not, and we bang that drum all the time.
But from a pricing standpoint, like you said, it seems like they charge $10 per year. So over at, Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
So by that logic, and we can understand why it would go up, because they're paying taxes every year on those barrels. They're basically the barrels are paying rent. You're paying for the barrels rent in the warehouse or whatever.
Yeah. We've talked about it before.
It's a good discussion.
There's a secondary, we call it a secondary tax, or a second barrel tax. Like, you're introducing a new barrel, that's more money. Price of the bottle goes up.
And it is more money for them.
So I get it on this. If this were just 4 and 5 year, it would be really hard to swallow, because it's like you've only paid 4 and 5 years worth of taxes on it, whereas this bottle over here, you paid 9 and 12 year worth of taxes on it.
I think as I'm sipping on this more, I can still taste some of the youth in there.
The tasting notes that they give taste rich toasted grain notes with hints of sweet wood smoke.
Yes, I mean, I agree with.
So they're really leaning. I mean, they're not trying to hide it. Like, they're not marketing it as this will taste like 10-year-old bourbon. The other thing that was on the website was Freddie was saying this is people's first chance to taste whiskeys that he had a hand in. So 4 and 5 year, he's been there for a while. He was just this year named the co-master distiller with his dad, Fred. But Little Book's been a thing that he's been doing obviously for 6 years now. So this is actual whiskey that he had a hand in. So I can see the temptation to want to go ahead and do that.
And it's there for the
And
taking,
it's there,
I get
and
it.
that's this release, but it doesn't mean in 3 years we can't have the same thing happen again.
I think he did a great job with what he was working with. I think it tastes good. I just can't see a lot of consumers jumping. But it's good. I'm saying it's good.
Well, let's talk about that because we've sort of done the discussion part. Now,
this has been a long discussion.
Now let's lean into the review, the recommend or not.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit more here about the taste. But before we go any further, we want to tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. It's where you can get new t-shirts like this and baseball tees and caps.
It's getting chilly out.
Our Glencairns, Copitas rocks glasses, water glasses, challenge coins, bottle cut candles, sweatshirts, hoodies. That's getting towards that weather as well. And we got some things on sale there. That's whiskyambitions.com. Don't you time me.
You can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join our community for as little as $1 a month. And that is where you get exclusive access to our barrel picks, the opportunity to participate in a barrel pick, another round with us, and let's see what else. Discounts at whiskyambitions.com.
There you go. We'll be right back. I think my favorite part of this pour is the finish because the graininess happens more on the palate, and then the finish goes more into those finishing barrels and staves and,
I like that part.
wood notes. You get more of the apple and the barrel, and that kind of sets in nicely. One thing that it doesn't really give, I don't know about you, Sarah, but I haven't really gotten the Kentucky hug on this. I think 117, right? 117.4.
It's in there.
It's a nice proof, but I'm not really getting the hug like I would on a Booker's.
Well, it's not like a big, spread out,
Right,
but I can feel
yeah.
some warmth. I really think, like, as it moves towards the finish, you get, that layered oak and, like, a little bit of pepper, which offsets the sweetness, I think, that comes in up front. Like, you get the grain forward and the sweetness, that sweet malty, cereal-y type of thing. It's like cereal and honey or maple syrup or something up front, and then it kind of goes into a peppery note and then that, like, layered oak,
Yeah.
those different finishing staves. And I think that's really nice. I think the finish is also my favorite part.
I mean, it's pretty enjoyable, but now we got to talk about the
I think
price.
it's a long finish.
We paid $145. We've seen it as low as $125 on the Virginia ABC. Who is this for? Let's go with that. Who is this for? If your favorite has been like release 3, where it's been some older staples of Jim Beam, I don't know if this one's gonna be for you. I would say it's for those who do want to explore what younger whiskey from Jim Beam in a finish category can taste like if you play in that 140, 150 price category.
I think that this one is for people who like what Jim Beam does, or Jim Beam has like a very signature flavor profile, right? And I think if you've been drinking whiskey for very long and you've experienced several different Jim Beam expressions, you can tell sometimes, they have a signature note, and this is not that.
Right.
So I think if you are a supporter of Jim Beam or James B. Beam, sorry, apologies, and you like what they're doing and you support them and you like the quality of the whiskey that they make, but you're looking for something different, maybe something more innovative, not the same flavor profile over and over again, then I think this is for you. I think this is a fun, innovative bottle. Flavor-wise and like vision-wise, I like it. I like what they're doing. Price-wise, I can't do it. I can't tell them.
No. This is not my favorite Little Book release. I'm gonna go on a sideways towards pointing down. Unfortunate, Little Book has ended up in our top 10 blind best of the year before in other releases, but I don't feel like this is the release that's
I just don't think it's gonna keep up with the other ones.
Us.
Yeah.
No, I don't. So I'm sort of leaning there. It sounds like you're kind of.
Also am. I think it's worth tasting if you can go in on a bottle with some friends for a bourbon night or get a pour at a bar, as we say. Sometimes I would recommend doing that first before you buy the bottle if you can, because it is a unique flavor profile as compared to other Jim Beam bottles, even within the Little Book line. It's different, so.
That's where we gotta leave it. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so by clicking right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here. We hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay, until next time, drink more bourbon.